Hello, good morning. My name is Alyona. I'm a plant-based chef. I'm a mom of two amazing kids, and I'm a wife, and I'm a daughter, and I'm just nice human being. And I'm here, guys, to share with you about our raw vegan journey. Because our whole family of five is raw vegan, and we've been doing this for a while, so we have quite an experience, in this lifestyle. And I'm getting questions about this lifestyle, how we transition, how it all happened, when it's happened, what difficulties we have basically every single day. And so I decided to make this video, and to cover all these topics once again. And I'm ready to do it as often as I can. And I have my ebooks actually, which cover lots of things, and you're very welcome to check them out. I have ebooks with my recipes and with lots of useful information about transitioning to this lifestyle and what is this lifestyle and what is it all about. So it's all available for you online, but here I am to connect with you in person to see what other questions you have. And I have a whole list of questions here on my laptop in front of me, which I grouped in kind of topics. And I'm gonna just go through some of the questions, and if you feel you still have something, please don't hesitate, ask me, and I will try to read your comments and also give some expand my answers. Okay, so the most common questions are the following: why did you switch to raw vegan lifestyle? What was your diet before that? People curious to know my whole entire story, and why did I switch again, and what was the hardest on the switch and transition. And also, I also very much ask if I have been vegan, raw vegan since my childhood. And yeah, so I think it's better to start with my childhood and give you a little bit glimpse of how it was. I've been born in Kazakhstan. For those of you who are familiar, awesome. Who not, it's totally fine. I can explain. It's somewhere, if you heard, Mongolia, China, east of Russia. So in this part of the world, it's actually a huge country, amazing country, very beautiful, lots of mountains, rivers, beautiful landscapes. So that's where I was born and grown up. And we used to have huge summer gardens since I was very little, and we would grow all our food in our garden. So it was like, there was not big variety of things in stores. There would be only like markets once a week, and on these markets everything would be pretty expensive. So we would still go buy some stuff, but mostly all the family was growing everything in our summer garden. So imagine all these fruit trees, all the vegetables, all herbs, all roots, all berries, like basically everything you can imagine, which is plants, we would grow in our land. But we were not vegan at all, and I had no idea that veganism existed at that point. So we were eating what my parents were feeding me, my parents were eating what their parents were feeding them. So it was basically everything, lots of plants, but of course also lots of protein and lots of not plant protein, but animal protein. So meat, eggs, milk, all that was in my diet since I was very little. And so we would buy these things because we would grow all the plants, but all the rest we would go to the market and buy what we need. But again, in very limited quantities because it was very expensive. So we wouldn't like eat, meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Of course, we would eat it on occasions, on celebrations. My grandma will make a big, meat meal and we will all share. Or my mom, she would make soups based on chicken, So it wasn't like overloaded with animal protein, but animal protein was a huge part, definitely. And I have to tell you that when I was growing up, I was very concerned about the way the way I look, because I was told since I was very little that I look exactly like my auntie looks. She's an amazing person. She's super kind and awesome. I just love you with my whole heart. But her body was, since I remember her, actually she was always a little bit on the bigger side, like bigger side. And so I subconsciously was always thinking, okay, if I really look like her, I'm gonna be looking like her, her body and everything. And so starting since age like 13, when I noticed that I have a little bit extra here, extra there, I discovered that I actually can go to the gym and I can, make my awesome body right away. And so I started since age 13 going to aerobics classes and, trying to make myself not become big, you know, but become in shape all the time. And of course, you know, I didn't pay attention much on what I was eating because I was eating what I was fed by my parents. I wasn't questioning this at all. So I just was trying to kind of like be in shape, like really exhausting my body with running, with aerobics, with, you know, later it was weights and, you know, all these kind of things. So there was not much education about, you know, anything else, that you can actually fix your body with so many other things, and actually starting with the food you eat, right? And with the amounts of food, with the amount of, you know, time you eat and everything like this. So for me, it was like huge exploration of everything. And then at one point, my mom, she was always a little bit suffering of a little bit extra weight. And so I was thinking, okay, this is my my legacy too, right? And me and my mom, we together, we were like doing diets, you know, different diets. I remember the one which was, I don't remember the name, but it was like, you have to eat like boiled meat the whole day, you know, and this is it. And, you know, we did this for a few days, and of course we lost some weight, and of course we leaned, but I felt terrible. Of course it didn't last, you know, for a long time. It was very temporarily, but it was kind of like a shift. And so there were different kinds of diets when you eat just, you know, this and that, just at this amount of time, when, you know, experimenting with different ingredients. Nothing of this worked, but since, you know, very early age, it was in my mindset that, you know, I have to work hard, I have to like limit this and that, or I have to do exercise a lot or all together to be in shape. So that was my life till, I would say, till not, you know, till recently, when I discovered this, you know, amazing plant-based lifestyle, which actually keeps your body in tone all the time. And so let me move a little bit back again. So my childhood wasn't vegan again, so but starting from my, you know, my teens and my youth age, and actually after when I moved out from my house, I realized that I don't crave any meat. I realized I don't want to, you know, to buy this stuff, and I was mostly focusing on plants, lots of plants. So it's kind of like naturally came to me. I was just like looking what my body reacts and how I feel and how I look after eating some foods. But of course, when you're young, when you go to college, you know, it's like parties, it's lots of celebrations, it's, you know, some drinking involved, some whatever cool stuff, and you don't pay much attention what you eat. You just eat because it's a company, because it's fun, and then you just like, it's like not what you're concerned about much. But anyways, was trying to look at it, but wasn't very successful. So all the time, you know, I remember when I was in college, I used to have this tea, you know, which will help you to digest stuff, or will like help you, you know, to go poo every day, and all these kind of things. So I wasn't thinking about other things to fix when you can have a tea or a pill, right? This is the answer to your question. You can do whatever you want. But again, it's always suffering. It's always limiting yourself. It's always feeling that you not enough. So this perception of myself was rooted so deep. It's insane, you know, guys. And 8 years ago, actually after that, after Kazakhstan, I moved to St. Petersburg and lived by myself, had my own company, you know, successful business, everything awesome. You know, I was very much in marketing field, in events. So it was great time in my life when I was just felt, you know, wow, I can do so much and I'm so successful, everything's so awesome. And, you know, all the time, you know, as I was very public person, so I had to look all the time great, and so of course worrying about what I eat. And so like all my life was like limiting what I can eat, and all my life, you know, exhausting myself and being not satisfied. And even I look at pictures and I see I was looking great, but I didn't feel great inside of me. You know, this is the most important. Like when you find this joy and happiness inside of you, then you elevate and radiance all the light, right? But I haven't all this at all. And then when I moved to United States, actually won if you're curious, I won a green card, so it was pure luck, you know. I just won a green card, and so that I could come with my family, with my husband, with my, you know, my Taya. She was at that point just 1 year old. So we moved all to United States, and then Leonti was born a couple years later. And so we all started living in the United States. And you know, United States is like, everything is so much around, you know, especially when you're in California, you have all the fruits, you have all the vegetables, you have such an abundance of produce, like from all over the world, right? There is no shortage, there is like everything is just like right here for you. And of course there is like all kinds of Costco and other possibilities which sell you abundance of food on a very reasonable price. And we were kind of like exploring, experiencing all this and that. And but even at that point, if we would even check out some, let's say, in and out, I was still eating some meat on occasion. I wouldn't eat, let's say, this burger in a regular bun. I would ask for lettuce bun. So you see, I was like caring about how I combine animal protein with plants and all of that, but not knowing enough what is actually work and what is the proper way. But anyway, so this was kind of exploring a little bit of United States habits and varieties of produce available, and it was interesting and fun. And at that point I just got Leonti, my second baby. And so as I was all the time, as I told you already, was limiting myself, I gained like what it was like 12 kilograms, which is not a lot, but it was big enough for me to feel completely uncomfortable in my skin. And so as soon as I got my baby, I was worrying, so okay, I need to get back my body, go back to where I was before. So, and again, limiting myself, again, all this not satisfying when I look at myself in the mirror, not being comfortable in my clothes, and all that things. And at that point, a miracle happened. He was already, I was breastfeeding, I love my kids so much, taking care and, devoting so much time with my family. At the same time, operating my business back in Russia, and I was flying, every summer for half year, spending 5 months, 6 months, operating my business there, and during the winters being here. So it was like pretty cool, but at the same time pretty tough time, especially being a mom of little kids. But we all did great. Everybody was very supportive. Everything was awesome. At that time, we actually were advised by our dear friends to watch the documentary Food Inc. And I have to tell you, this Food Inc. Didn't sound very interesting. So when I looked at the trailer, I didn't even look at the trailer. I just looked at the cover of this documentary, and it's like, what? If I have an hour, I want to watch something relaxing or romantic or something like that. So I wasn't appealed to watch. So it took us like maybe a month, till we had this like evening of doing nothing. Okay, should we watch something? And what about this documentary? And so I don't know how stars clicked, but we decided, okay, we'll give it a try, we'll watch it. And we'll watch this documentary. Again, it's called Food Inc. Probably, some of you watched, if not, maybe devote this time to watch it. So we watched this documentary, and, we were completely blown away. We saw from completely different angle, completely different perspective, what's actually going on in our world, especially in the United States, but in the whole world in general, like how this food comes to the stores, where it's now grown. Because when I was little, cows would walk on a pasture, horses would walk on a pasture, all the kinds of other domestic animals, they would be just, happily living life, and, kind of like, you don't feel it as bad when you see all this factory farming, which is like completely devastating and awful. And so for me, I don't know how I was blind before, how I heard about this, but I never paid much attention. But after watching this documentary specifically, I was like completely shocked, and I decided that, okay, nobody cares about your health, nobody cares about animals, they all only care about these corporations, about their profit and about making them profitable, and again, making you sick so that then you can go and use some medical services to make medical services profitable. So it was like the whole this, lined up in my head, and I understand that, okay, me, my kids, my family, we are like, nobody cares about us, of course, other than us. And what is the way, here, just, follow with this, what's going on, or make your own conscious decision and, change your life and stop being this little element in this huge machine and becoming your own, self-sufficient, self-sustainable, healthy, amazing human being. And so what is the way to do that? Is just stop consuming these awful products which are produced in a factory and called food, but they have zero with food. And here I talk about not only about animal products, I talk about everything processed, everything in a package, everything in a can, everything in a box, everything in this, basically everything you see in a store is like completely produced and processed and, overloaded with GMO, overloaded with, sugar, salt, and all kinds of preservatives and harmful chemicals. It's crazy, and people, assume that this is food. I assume that this is food, okay, right? But when this eye-opening moment happened, it was like aha moment for all of us. We started watching all other documentaries like Forks Over Knives. Recently, this amazing movie like What's the Health, and Game Changers, and there are so many of them. But in the beginning, it was these two I mentioned, Food Inc. and Forks Over Knives, and also it was this. Fat Six Almost Dead, so, and they all told the specific, the same idea that, stop eating processed food, stop eating animal products, because it doesn't do well to your body at all, to your body, adult body, to a kid's body, it's like devastating. So switch to as much, preferably, completely to whole foods, and the more of foods, the better. And again, it was a process for us to explore, because we had no idea that you can only survive on plants. It's like, it seems to be so weird, like if you're going to be sick, or if you're going to be weak, or if you will have enough energy, enough protein, enough minerals, enough all of this. And which, like, all my questions now, like which I'm getting, like, how do you know if you get enough minerals and protein and everything? Nature is actually so wise. Nature packed everything in fruits and vegetables and leafy greens and seaweed and nuts and seeds. So all these nature's treasures, they actually packed in such a wise way, with a specific amount and a great combination of all these macronutrients. So you don't even need to calculate yourself. It's already been done for you. So just trust the nature, and that's what we did. And we started consuming completely plant-based. So we went to our refrigerator, get everything which wasn't, plant category. We get to our cabinets and get everything which wasn't plant category, and just, something we donated, something we gave away, something we trashed, and we just emptied out our kitchen for new lifestyle. And for us, it happened very fast, because we were just shocked and fascinated how awful everything's going on, but how we are in charge of our health. And being a mom, I was caring not about only myself, the way I look, the way I confident, whatever. Like, I was at that point more caring about my kids. So I wanted them to be healthy, I wanted them to be strong, I wanted them to be very mentally strong and everything. So it was a decision not just for myself, it was a decision for the entire family. And I wanted for them, my dad actually died 13 years ago, like very young, at the age of 54, and he died because of his not healthy decisions, also. There is like an interesting story for other time, but anyways, I knew that I don't want to die at this young age, I would love to live till as much as I can, whether it's, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 or something like this. And I want to be with my kids on their weddings. I want to, help to care about their kids, being grandma, and, all this stuff. I want to be happy, healthy grandma, at the end of the day. And I want to be surrounded by amazing family and being useful for them, and, watching their awesome life and living my awesome life myself, for as long as I want. And, if I would continue eating, processed foods or anything like that, like, I would have all the complications lots of people, have nowadays. And people suffer from all kinds of, cardiovascular disease, from all kinds of, heart disease, all kinds of stuff, and feeling bad, with bad digestive system, feeling being obese, or being diabetic, or being, there are so many complications. There are like more diseases than ever existed on our planet nowadays, and they all come from exactly one source. They're all from food. And of course, in general, lifestyle, that people don't move much, people, people sit on a sofa and they expect, to be healthy. It's not happening this way. We need to look, what we eat and how we move our body and how we, communicate with the planet and how we just who we are. It's a big complex of things, and food is one of the major, influence in that, but not the only one again, right? So we, again, switched to this lifestyle almost overnight, so after watching a few documentaries. So it took maybe like a week to absorb and like really to make sure that we make the right decision. So it's not just like spontaneous decision, but it was like, yes, it's our health, it's on our hands, and we would love to be healthy for, for the whole family. And Leon at that point, he was just 1 year old, Taya was 3-year-old. I was 33 years, and so we decided, okay, we're doing that. And so I was watching lots of YouTube videos, lots of, reading blog posts. I subscribed to, to who I could subscribe on Instagram, because Instagram was pretty new at that point, especially in this field. And there were just a few accounts which was super amazing and super supportive, and I'm super grateful, and yeah, I started making for my family vegan foods. And it was at that point like completely raw. It was combination of some cooked, some vegan soup, some, beans, vegan sushi roll, something like that. But then we discovered that actually it's better if your diet consists of as much raw food as possible. And then, okay, how we make it happen, how we do it sustainable. And we were introduced to Los Angeles wholesale market, where you can come and buy boxes of all kinds of fruits, all kinds of vegetables, leafy greens, everything just in boxes, and it's organic, or you can buy conventional if you want, or you can do combination of both, depending on your goals, on your budget, and on your preferences. And that's helped us from the very beginning to just dive into abundant, living from the very beginning. So when you can go buy a lot and you have a lot, it's not like you went to the store, you bought just for breakfast, and then you need to go to the store because you already ate everything for breakfast. No, we would buy, let's say, a week's supply, eat for a week, make all kinds of delicious, amazing, foods from this raw, amazing whole fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, all the stuff. And then next week we would go again and buy again. And so what is important in this lifestyle, to find the source of your produce, to find the source of your produce and make sure that you're eating enough. Because lots of people making a mistake when they start this lifestyle, they limit their portions, they count their calories, they very care about everything, in so much detail. So they eat just so little, and then when you eat very little, yes, you become skinny very fast. It's awesome if that's your goal, but then your body doesn't get enough of what it needs to to function properly, and then you can experience loss of hair, you can experience brittle nails, you can experience any kinds of skin imperfections, and what is more important, you experience that you're weak, that you don't have enough energy, you're always kind of tired. So this is a key signs for you to make attention, that you need to eat a lot, because this is the life of abundance. This is eating in abundance, is this eating when you're full. But again, it's really caring what you eat, and in situation what you eat, we eat abundance of fruits and vegetables and leafy greens. This is like our three biggest things. We eat limited amount of nuts, limited amount of plant fats, and it's gradually came to our life. Not this happened from the very beginning, because we were just exploring, we were experimenting, we were looking how our body feels, what makes us more cheerful and more happy and more energized. And it's all this kind of exploration. But I would highly recommend, if you transitioning, if you're in the beginning of your journey and transitioning, to really educate yourself, to watch documentaries, to read books, to watch videos like this, to really be prepared, what to expect and what is it about, not just jumping, following one person, and have a diverse idea about this lifestyle from different sources, so you can combine all this information, process it, through your understanding, and make a decision what really will work for you. And of course, you should have a purpose. With whatever you do in life, if you do it without purpose, you will lose yourself very fast. So you should understand, what is your purpose? You trying to lose weight, or you trying to be kind, or you want to help animals, or all in this together, or you want just to be in trend like this other person doing, and you're doing the same. So you really need to have your purpose. And for me, the purpose was to be healthy and to raise healthy kids, and to be a healthy mom myself, to be a good example for my kids. And of course I wanted to be young, of course I wanted to be good looking and in a good shape, but this was kind of supplementing the whole purpose of health and living long and living happy and having an abundant life. So it all comes together. Again, check out your list and see where your goals fall into. Yeah, so your goals, then educating yourself, and then finding where you're getting the inspiration, right? So because when I started, I had no idea how to make green juice. I had no idea what ingredients should be in a smoothie, how to make nice cream, how to make any salad dressing, like really you can make it yourself. You don't need to go buy it. So I was like many people who started just with zero idea. And what I did, I started following again some accounts on Instagram, on YouTube, and watching what they're doing, and making notes, taking print screens, trying out the recipes, altering them to my liking, because every recipe, like I have so many recipes. I have 6 ebooks with recipes now. It's been for me 8 years of all this journey. But again, any recipe in any book, it's like a guidance for you, I would say, yeah, because everybody has a little bit different palate. Like somebody likes more sour, a little bit more salty, or a little bit, with additional date to make it a little bit sweeter. So follow the recipe, taste it, adjust it to your liking, and next time do it the way you like it. Yeah. So we are here just to guide you, like kind of like give you a little bit of light, and then you can absolutely do what you want. Thank you so much, Mimi. She's saying that my books are so good. Thank you. Well, so experimenting, just experimenting and seeing what your family likes the most. But I just posted actually today the reel about what we eat on a regular basis. And on a regular basis, we eat, our day usually starts with water. Kids sometimes don't want to drink water, they just want to start eating. But I'm explaining to them, guys, like you just woke up, your body is like not ready even to, get all these foods inside of you right now. So we start every time with a glass of water, and when they drink the glass of water, they're always, happy they did it. And I drink like 3 glasses, or depending on what I'm doing, what activity I do. If I do yoga, if I go hiking, I can drink even more, because in the morning your body really wants just this hydration and just really like, flush all the toxins which you got, in your body, and just flush them away and get your body wake up. So water is number 1 key. After that, we always make juices, and we make many different juices, all kinds of colors, all kinds of combinations. Again, I have my 2 ebooks devoted to juices with amazing recipes. Go check them out. One of them is free, one you have to pay because it's like more valuable, have more information. But anyways, both of them are very cool. Go check them out. And so juices is how we start the day usually. I love personally green juices, but I do lots of pineapple juices. I do lots of watermelon juices. Kids just love them all, and we try to keep it different, every day, and do something different. But the favorite combination lately for kids is pineapple celery, or pineapple spinach, or pineapple with whatever other greens I will add. I like it too. Some days I just love it. Sometimes it seems for me too sweet. Like today, I didn't want any sweet juice. I just made juice with cucumber, cilantro, mint, what else was there, and some kale, and it was just super, satisfying. Absolutely not sweet, but super delicious juice. It's incredible. So again, listen to your body. Other day, I probably, will want some more, sweet juice, or combination of sweet and, other flavors, adding ginger and lime and, all these things. So it's really interesting how you can, really see what you really want and just listen to it and go with that. Don't push on yourself something unlikely, or you see a recipe, you want to try it, maybe not today, maybe you'll try it tomorrow. See what your body wants today, because it's all depends what you've been eating yesterday, how you're feeling this morning. And so depending on that, yeah, go ahead and make a choice, whether it's a juice or a smoothie or a fruit or size of a salad. So it really depends every day, but mostly, as I said, water, juices, and then kids have breakfast. I usually skip my breakfast because I like big juice for morning, so like juice is my breakfast. And for lunch, we usually have lots of fruits, and it can be just cut fruit like papaya or mango, bananas. Like sometimes we just cut them all and have a big table and sit, talk, and share all the fruits and enjoy the conversation. Most of the times we would make a smoothie bowls or an ice cream. It's all again made of fruits, delicious, awesome, wonderful, sweet, very satisfying, very nourishing, very filling, very awesome. So we would make again this for lunch, and we will eat a lot. You eat till you feel satisfied. And actually with fruits, it's very easy. Your body kind of tells you, okay, this was my last spoon or my last piece of mango, because your body really tells you. When you eat cooked food, it's very easy to overeat, because with cooked food it's completely different. You have so much, usually it's like lots of spices added, lots of salt, not lots, but you know, some kind of salt, sugar, or some sauces. And you know, it's just very easy to overeat. And when you stop, you realize, okay, I ate so much, now I need to go later or whatever, do something, you know, rest, because I'm just tired, you know. With raw foods, it's never like this. You eat and you always feel super energetic, you always feel super happy, and you always feel so good, you know. And because you feel so good, you want to continue this lifestyle, because if you wouldn't feel good, you need to find out, okay, what is the problem, what am I missing, right? Wow, you know, somebody was eating a plant-based diet for quite a while, but nails are so brittle and dry. What can I add to my diet? Guys, it's a very nice question. I have to tell you that it's very important, the water you use. I find that as soon we move to Costa Rica, my nails are super long and super strong, and my hair feels so much better, you know. But I didn't change kind of like anything in my diet. I've been eating the same amounts of fruits and salads every day. So I just believe that water really makes a difference. But I would also recommend adding, you know, just a variety of foods. You know, it's not like you add one ingredient. I would recommend, of course, adding lots of greens, you know, lots of leafy greens. It's like my #1 tip, whether it's juices or whether it's in salads or in smoothies, like leafy greens, like kale, like, you know, celery, spinach. They all a great source of nutrients, micronutrients, which your body needs. And so I touched base about our lunch, and then when we moved to dinner, guys, you wouldn't believe, but every single dinner we have basically the same thing, and it's this big salad which is made of abundance of leafy greens. You know, it can be romaine, it can be kale, it can be you know, just like butter lettuce, one of a kind, or combination of them all. You know, I like combination, kind of like I like a little bit different variety of texture. Kids prefer just romaine or romaine with butter lettuce, which are like more soft, more mild, a little bit more sweet. I like, you know, all kinds of rucola, you know, kale, and you know, lots of herbs. So it's really a little bit different. Our salad's a little bit different, but the size is the same. Like, you have like big salads. People usually, when see our salad, they think we're a little bit, you know, because they would eat one salad for the whole family, and we making like 5 salads for our family and enjoying them, you know, for a long time. So lots of salads, and on top of these greens, of course, some, you know, diced cucumbers, tomatoes, maybe radishes, maybe some kids very like, you know, all kinds of cabbage and carrots, this kind of vegetables. Then we like adding herbs like basil, mint, cilantro, all of them or some of them, depending on what we have fresh available. And yeah, we just love salad so much. And sometimes I ask kids, would you like to have just fruits for dinner? You know, like maybe I'm lazy or something. No, mom, we want our salads. Imagine, and they just told recently that they would love to double their salads. It's crazy, but it's true. So salads, and in salads it's very important to have an amazing dressing, yeah. And again, we don't have like one dressing we love and we do every day. We do them different, you know, every single day. Sometimes it will be more savory dressing, you know, sometimes it will be more sweet dressing, sometimes it will be more spicy dressing, all of them together. And I have lots of recipes in my ebook, Savory Raw, which is my favorite ebook ever. And you know, I know that it helps so many people, so again, go check it out. It's really amazing, and yeah, hope it will be helpful for you. But I share lots of you know, inspirational videos in my reels and in my posts. So if you follow me for a while, or if you're new, please follow, and you will see I share lots of things on my Instagram account. Well, so this is dinner, and of course in between, you know, I actually myself I don't feel I need more. So I usually eat this, you see, lots of like huge juice in the morning, then big lunch, and then I eat this big dinner. I usually don't feel even hungry between lunch and dinner. And lunch I usually do around 12, 1, like from 12 to 1, around this window. And then dinner we usually have at 5 or 6. So usually, you know, I keep myself busy. I drink lots of water in between. I can actually have sometimes, you know, additional juice in between. Not every day. If I made in the morning and I had some extra, or I made specifically knowing that I will want this specific juice extra, I will have a juice. Sometimes I would just, you know, be very cool without any juice, any snack. some days, you know, it really depends on, I don't know, on the moon cycle, on what's going on in my life, you know, where I am, if I'm at home or I'm, you know, on a hike or I do something. Sometimes I do snack, and for snack it will be always fruit, you know. I would just have with me a few bananas, you know, super delicious sweet bananas, or a mango, or, you know, whatever other fruit I have. I'm supposed to, like, you know, depending where you live, you have your own variety, right? So just having available with me in my bag or in my cooler with me, just having something. So when I feel I'm hungry, you know, I'm ready and I eat it. Sometimes I will bring the snack back because I wouldn't feel hungry. Sometimes I will eat. And then you don't have this craving of, oh, I'm so hungry, I want to eat whatever, and you go and buy whatever, and then you punish yourself, being guilty and being upset that you didn't, you know, wasn't prepared for this, you know, extreme hunger which appeared, you know, and dropped on you all this pressure. Well, so I think, yeah, bananas are awesome for snacks. They're awesome for snacks, and, you know, you'll find your variety of bananas you like, and oh my gosh, there are so many of them, and you stick to it and just have it. Like when we lived in California, and we moved to Costa Rica almost 3 weeks ago, guys. So our food intake didn't change at all, but the quality of produce changed a lot, yeah. But in California, when we lived, we were buying the same amount of, you know, bananas, papayas, and, you know, all the leafy greens and apples and oranges and, you know, all kinds of stuff. You can see my feed. I always have mountains of fruits and vegetables in my refrigerator and on the counter. So we used to go to, you know, Sprouts mostly for shopping. If you have Sprouts in your area, I really like the quality and I like the vibe in the store. I also had right next to me Smart and Final, and I would go buy in Smart and Final box of bananas and what else, some, you know, like some juicy ingredients, but they don't have much organic varieties, so it would be very limited, you know, amount of ingredients I would buy in this store. So mostly I would love to go to Sprouts because it was next to me. Whole Foods was super far away, and I don't like the pricing policy in Whole Foods. I think everything is overpriced, though very good quality, but when you have family of 5, you're really kind of like aware if you spend in a store, you know, this much or this much, right? So and we had in San Diego a wholesale produce place where we would go and buy, you know, in boxes some fruits. Let's say box of apples, and it will last us for a few weeks, or box of limes, and it will last us also for a few weeks. But mostly I would go once a week and buy fresh, and, you know, especially when it concerns to greens and berries and these kind of things. Yes, and what I eat in a day, I just shared in a reel, you know, lots of ideas what we eat in a day. As for bananas, I really like bananas, you know, but I didn't like them as much in California because the variety is like, they have like, you know, one variety they sell, and it's pretty good, you know, and depending on how lucky you are, it can be super yummy, or it can be but even when I was in California, I used to have at least, I would say, at least 4, 5 bananas a day, you know, because I would, you know, maybe one have as a snack, and maybe 4 put in a smoothie, you know, and make a smoothie bowl. Sometimes if I didn't like the flavor, but I would let them ripe, and when they ripen, we freeze them, and then these frozen bananas make amazing base for smoothies and amazing ice creams, and then, you know, the flavor is just awesome, and you can add any superfoods, any other fruits to make different color, to make, you know, different nutrient content, and so bananas are super versatile. It's an amazing ingredient. Here in Costa Rica, guys, we are lucky because they have all these baby bananas. They have like cinnamon flavor bananas, you know, like mostly bananas are from this size to this size, which would be like 2 or 3 times smaller than we had in California. So here I eat, I don't know, like 10, 15 bananas maybe, because they're just small, you know, they're small and cute. And when I sit and, you know, let's say for lunch yesterday, I had, I don't know, maybe 10 of these bananas, but they were super small and super delicious, and you just enjoy every bite, and it's super yum. So yeah, that's about fruits. So and here we buy everything on local fruit stands, so everything is like mostly ripen on a tree and everything, but it's a privilege living in tropical climate. And lots of people who are raw vegans, they choose, you know, since the beginning, all with life, understanding that they really care about the quality of produce and the variety of produce and being produced in season and locally grown. They move to places like, you know, like Costa Rica, Ecuador, you know, Nicaragua, Panama, Bali, you know, there are so many places which are on this, you know, kind of equator, situation where you have supply of fruits all year round. But we started when we were in California 8 years ago, and California has a good amount of variety, but not as as it's here. I have friends who live in Canada, who live in in Europe, all over Europe, and they thriving on raw vegan lifestyle, but of course they would love at one point to live somewhere more tropical where they would have bigger amount, bigger variety, and bigger abundance of foods. So it's really very individual. I know that not everyone can make this decision and move like we did with the whole family. We just moved from there to here, and now we just feel so much at home and so happy. But with time, I have to tell you, all your dreams come true, and you can find the way how to make everything possible. You find suppliers in your place where you live, you start growing your food, or you move somewhere. So it really depends again on your goals, like how it's important for you, like what is important in your life for you, right? Wow, that's, somebody's from Canada. Hi, Canada. Thank you so much for the compliment about my skin. Yeah, I have to tell you, I had all kinds of issues with my skin till age 30, I would say, even a little bit later. So after I switched to completely raw vegan lifestyle, my skin is like this all the time. So it's very, nicely moisturized. It's where I have, of course, wrinkles and everything. I'm 41, I have all these things on my face, and I'm totally accepting this all. What I like that it's always glowing. I have zero makeup. I feel amazing. I feel good. Why? Because I'm eating all these living foods, and they all have this, amazing hydration. Like if you take, let's say, I don't know, if you take any watermelon, it's 90, I think, % of water. If you take any cucumbers, it's like 93% of water. If you take any vegetables, they are so hydrating, so saturated with water, that it's just amazing. Because when we eat packaged foods, it's all dried foods, it's rehydrating you, and so you see more wrinkles, you see more imperfections in your skin, because your skin is just thirsty, and you need, it's number one for us is to be hydrated. And whether you're drinking water in a big amount, or you're eating lots of fruits, or combination of this like we do, you will see the great difference right away. Absolutely. Somebody guessed I'm 28. Thank you very much. You're so generous and kind. I'm 41 years old, and I'm mom of 2 amazing kids, and yeah, that's amazing, to feel so good in your 40s. Because when I was young and I had my aunties and who were like 30 or 40, I thought they're like old ladies, seriously. And I was thinking that after like 35, your life doesn't exist. I have to tell you, life is awesome, and in my 40s I feel so good, I feel amazing, I feel wonderful, and I so looking forward to enjoy the whole life ahead of me. Yeah, so exactly. So it's very important, guys, and for us women and for guys, for everyone, it's important to care about your skin and care about your body from young age. The sooner you start, the better, right? Somebody's going to Costa Rica in February. I can't wait for the fresh fruit and vegetables. That's wonderful. That's amazing. Costa Rica, guys, is very welcoming. You come anytime, visit, explore the nature, and experience all the abundance of fruits, and see how you feel here. And whenever we were lived in California, but we would fly here for a week, for a couple of weeks, to check out on our property, because we got here land and we built in our house. So we would just travel back and forth, and even in 1 week, I would always significantly see the difference in my nails, in health of my hair, in my digestive system, which works everywhere great, but here it's like extra level of great. And good question about digestion, that when I was young, and having all kinds of experience and living a life as a young human, not caring much what I eat or what I drink, I always, as I mentioned, I was experiencing constipation, like I needed some, sanity or some pills, to make me feel good, which is terrible, right? It's absolutely terrible. You can't rely on these substances. They making you good in the short term, maybe, yeah, but when you overuse them, or when you just rely on them, it's not the way it should be. And I had a friend who actually had digestive issues. She wouldn't go to restroom for like 8-10 days. Can you imagine? And regularly people easily don't go to restroom for like 2-3 days, and they think it's totally fine. Guys, I have to tell you, it's absolutely not fine. like you have to go to the restroom at least once a day, you know, twice a day is even better, because everything you eat should, you know, come to your digestive tract. You should, you know, use all the vitamins, all the nutrients, everything good, and then, you know, you have to eliminate all the excess. And if all the excess is piled up on your intestinal organs, then it means, you know, it's a big trouble, because then you don't, you know, it's actually a very good point that you're not what you eat, you're what you absorb. And if you all have all this build-up of bile and mucus in your body doesn't absorb in this green juice you're drinking. You know, you drink it, you think you're doing good, but it actually doesn't go all the way. You know, you're receiving very subtle amount of the nutrients you would absorb if your body would be, you know, eliminating all the toxin and everything you eat in the right way. So I highly recommend you guys to make sure that you take care about your body. So you have to go to the restroom every day and find what food stop you doing this. Maybe you're not drinking enough water, maybe you're not eating enough fiber, maybe you're eating too much processed food, or maybe you're eating just, you know, too late at night. So there are so many things that combine you to make a decision what you should change to eat properly. In my situation and in situation of my family, we all fully raw, we eating, you know, lots of leafy greens, we eating lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, you know, we eat limited amount of fats like avocado, nuts and seeds. So in our situation, there is no ever problem with digestion. You know, digestion just, you know, works like this, you know, every single day. And, you know, I have flat tummy every morning, I feel awesome every morning, I have like light feeling every morning, and, you know, all this glow and everything, because, you know, these foods, and because, you know, body just love it, and everything's going well and properly the way it actually was supposed to do by nature. As soon as I, for some reason, eat something out of my diet, you know, I feel it immediately. You know, I feel gassy, or I feel constipated, or I will have, you know, something on my skin appeared. So body immediately tells you. And so in this way, when you listen to your body and when you watch, you can see what exactly makes you to be, you know, to be sensitive, and what next time you should eliminate or, you know, limit. Okay. I'm glad that you're liking the conversation. Thank you so much. Yeah, skin is an indicator of what's going on the inside. Absolutely. So if you have any acne or rashes, that's an indicator that detox is needed. Absolutely agree. Yeah, that's amazing. You know what? I actually want to tell you that there are all kinds of cleanses, or, you know, available, and, you know, there are lots of literature and lots of information about kidney cleanse and mucus cleanse and liver cleanse and all the things. We've done one of the cleanses 2.5 years ago. Like before that, I just had the habit, guys, to Mondays. So I would eat what I want during the week, you know, during the weekends especially, you know, indulging in this and that. And then on Mondays, I would just, you know, not eat at all. I would drink water, and this way, kind of like my body will have some rest and I will feel good. Now, you know, as we eating kind of like, we found the way that we eat clean and we love it so much, and we found the way to be delicious, yummy, satisfying, and awesome. I don't need this Mondays anymore. So because, you know, and I don't overeat on weekends. I eat the same way on weekends I eat during the week. So I don't need this elimination Mondays anymore. But some days, you know, it still happens, you know, and I feel, okay, today I would prefer to drink more juices maybe during the day, and then have nice, you know, dinner, or maybe just being on juices. So really, there is no a schematic, you know, cleanse process, but sometimes I do this very occasionally, I have to say, not like I did before. But I have to tell you that, yeah, depending on your health, because we are healthy now, you know, like our health is like on our very big priority, and our body listens and feels good. But depending on where you are on your journey, I would highly recommend, you know, to do some cleanses, whether it's a juice cleanse or, you know, really amazing is this mucus cleanse. And, you know, DM me if you have questions. We just did it recently, and it's had amazing results. So basically, when you eat any processed food, not everything goes out of you. You know, some things just pile up in your intestinal organs and in your digestive system, and it blocks to properly absorb all the nutrients. And that's really frustrating, because you're buying all these amazing foods, you're making these amazing foods, and if you're not getting all the nutrients, it's So it's very, it's not what you aim for, right? So it's better to make a few cleanses, and this mucus cleanse I highly recommend you to do. And after that, you will see how you just, you know, radiant and light and awesome, because you eliminated all this buildup which was for years, you know, accumulating in your body. And actually, it's recommended to you to do cleanse at least once a year, kind of like cleaning your body, right? And that's why lots of people, you know, in different cultures, there is a practice of fasting once a year, or fasting, you know, more often than once a year. But I think that once a year, even a couple times a year, it's very important, you know, to give your body a break, and for a few days, you know, to drink more juices, or to drink, somebody just doing water fasting and never done, but I've heard lots of great, you know, opinions about that. So really depending where you are, what is your lifestyle, your body needs some break. It's some little, you know, amounts of break, because our body is so busy, yeah, like absorbing, digesting all the foods and all this, you know, deliciousness you put in your body, whether it's healthy or not healthy. Your body is like always busy, and it sometimes need some time to, you know, rejuvenate, to rest. So that's why it's very important to, you know, to sleep enough and to sleep very well. And so if you don't sleep good, so then see what did you eat before you went to bed. Maybe you ate something which, you know, takes very long time to digest, or maybe you ate something like chocolate, and it's very hard, of course, to fall asleep after you ate chocolate. So really pay attention on your sleep pattern, and it's important to get your sleep into right way. Yeah, so yeah, cleanse is recommended. When we switched to this lifestyle, I was, you know, you see, I was still nursing my baby, and I was you know, just Leonti was just 1 year old, so I didn't do any specific cleanse, but I wish I knew, and I would done it more properly. But anyways, yeah, nowadays I would highly recommend to pay attention on that, because then when you eat everything, you will just get way more, you know, results. Absolutely. So let's see. About Costa Rica, guys, I have the whole videos, 2 videos before IGTV, where I say everything about why we choose to be in Costa Rica, what part of Costa Rica we choose, and what is the reason, and what are our plans here. So go check them out. This video I will keep about food, okay? For kids, how they transitioned. So you see, from the very beginning, we were not like fully raw. So we were eating lots of raw food, but still, you know, Leonti was 1 year old, so he started like eating like some cooked mashed foods, and then when they get a little bit older, we were making like for them like lentil soup, or some you know, some beans, you know, lentils, quinoa, these kind of things, like let's say for dinner, yeah, along with the greens they eat. So they would have like this portion of plant protein, but for lunches and for breakfast they would always eat lots of fresh vegetables and fruits, because they just love them. A year ago, you know, and I would, you know, sometimes once in a while, you know, go into a restaurant or go into a friend's house, would eat a curry or something like that. So I was raw, but sometimes would, you know, step out of being raw to eat something else. But of course everything vegan and, you know, highly unprocessed and everything. But and I would immediately feel the next day, I would feel, you know, a little bit swell on my face, or bloating, or gassing. So like, cause body like immediately tells you if it's right for you or not. And for me, it wasn't right. And last March, I made a decision. Okay, I don't want to play this game anymore. It's been so long, you know, it doesn't work this way, you know. And for me, I choose for me that I would like to do only raw, you know, like 100%, because I thought, I mean, it's just will work so much better for me, because I always feel so much better when I eat only raw. And so instead of like, you know, having here and there something cooked or something, you know, like this, I decided, no, I just want to be raw. It's easy for me, it's delicious, it's yummy, I'll do that. And kids, you know, after just a few weeks looking at me, they said, Mommy, we don't want any beans and rice, we don't want any quinoa anymore, we want to be raw like you and eat these big salads and eat these big amounts of fruits and not limiting ourselves. And so they kind of like, you see, they were at the age at that point, 8 and 10 years old, they made a very adult decision that that's what they want. And now when they go to school, they always have lunch, which they make themselves. So they pack the food they really like, you know, nowadays it's mango, because we have mango season here now. Mango is super delicious, so they pack mango, so they grab an apple or both of them. So but they have a very nice meal in the morning, and they have a very nice meal for lunch. So they're not very hungry at school, so they just take some fruit, having it as a snack. Sometimes they bring it back because they say, "Mom, we were not hungry." Okay, they were like busy playing, you know, learning and interacting with other kids. So they will come and, you know, eat what they didn't eat at home. So it's very actually common, and practically because they had very nice breakfast, right? Well, and so for kids it's easy, you know, and they like it, and they're super big, you know, fans of all the fruits. And one day, you know, my friend was making pumpkin soup, and I remember they loved, you know, they liked pumpkin soup when they were little. And I asked, "Do you guys ever miss pumpkin soup? What you thought on that?" And they said, "Mom, no way, we don't want a pumpkin soup, make us mango soup." You see, but it's with time, you know, with time your perception and your flavor palette changes, because they used to love pumpkin soup, but now they don't care at all, because they now like more, you know, different flavors. They like fresh, you know, not cooked. They like cold temperature stuff, not cold, but like warm temperature, room temperature foods instead of like hot foods. So anyways, but really individual, that's how it works for us. So there is no pressure. They have their choice, they made their choice. And when they go to the, let's say, birthday party, they never care about birthday cake, because they know exactly, you know, they know exactly, you know, about what is it made of. It's like pure sugar and processed ingredients, and they don't care about this at all, you know. So they know, they love our cakes. I don't make them very often, have to tell you, because we just eat so much fruit, we don't even care much about dessert. But of course we have, you know, on weekends we have friends coming over, and I would make this amazing, you know, raw vegan something, whether it's based on fruits or, you know, whether it's based on some nuts and seeds. So we do make desserts, and yeah, they like it. They know that it's so much more delicious, and it's so flavorful, and it's so yummy, way better than any of this birthday cake dessert. So that's why on birthdays, you know, parents come to me sometimes and say, maybe they want, but believe me, they don't. They just don't. Yeah. Looking here, guys, thank you so much for all your hearts and support. It's super precious. Thank you for joining. I'm very happy. Okay, what about my husband? Does he miss cooked food or meat? And actually there was also a question if I have any cravings for animal protein. We have zero cravings for animal protein, and you know, and it's a complex question, because it's not only about the flavor, you know, or the ingredient. It's also about, you know, with time we also started respecting so much more our animals, you know, and nature around. And for us it's just wild to have a piece of that animals and to eat it, you know. So it's became also like an ethical thing, you know, like we just don't eat other animal livings or other, you know, living beings or creatures. We don't eat crickets, let's say, right? We don't eat dogs. We, in the same way, we don't eat cows, and we don't eat, you know, I don't know, sheep, whatever, any other animals or chickens, because they live, they enjoy their lives, they have their families, they have their feelings, they have their amazing lives, and we are not those ones who would like to be somehow consuming them, because we getting so much nutrients and so much life and joy and pleasure from eating raw foods, and you know what I mentioned, all the fruit and vegetables and leafy greens and nuts and seeds and seaweeds, and we have an abundant lifestyle. We don't need anything animal, so we don't crave for it. My husband, he's raw vegan too, you know, along with my mom. My mom is 70 years old, and she is looking amazing, feeling amazing. Sorry, but way better than many of her, you know, friends. Because she's just healthy, because she eats this way and she moves her body a lot, and she, you know, she's having very interesting life. She hikes a lot, she interacts with many people, and it's just making her to be young and healthy, and you know, be feeling so good. Well, so and my husband, when we met, he wasn't vegan, but he was very curious about vegan lifestyle. So that's why when he met me, and I was so, like, you know, passionate about being healthy, about, you know, creating opportunities for other people to experience this lifestyle. You know, I'm running my classes, my retreats, and my eBooks, and you know, lots of talks like this, and I do individual consultations. If you're curious, DM me, and I'll let you know details. So he was very curious, like, how is this all? And he was so open, you know, to all that. And like the first thing he got, you know, he bought Vitamix and started also making all kinds of, you know, smoothies and you know, dressings and soups and all this stuff, because I just showed him the way how it's actually not complicated, how it's easy, and how like having proper produce and having, you know, just a few recipes to experiment, you can do, you know, everything you want, and it takes a few minutes, it doesn't take you forever, and the flavor is always delicious, flavor is always awesome. Yeah, so for your man to switch, what important is to have supportive woman next, right? Like in our family, I'm very blessed that they all were open for that, and they all saw, you know, my transition, and they all were really supportive and curious, and they all wanted this as the same in their life. So that's how it happened with us. It was easy because we are all the family. I know lots of families where like just woman is, you know, healthy and eating all these living foods, and she's trying to, you know, persuade her husband and her kids, but they're not responsive. So in this situation, I would give you idea not to push too hard on everyone, right? Just be a great example, you know, make them delicious food to try. Take kids, like I like to take my kids to the store, to the market, and we buy ingredients together, so they pick what they want to eat, and it's been forever like this. I wanted them to interact and make their choices, not like I'm putting them, you know, a bowl of green smoothie and saying eat, and maybe they don't want. So it's really being interactive, being kind, not pushing too much your ideas on other people, just being a great example, being kind, being loving, and with time, you know, everything will come. And of course, limiting your like not limiting, but completely eliminating any processed food in your house, because if you have chips and if you have an apple, you know, there is very big possibility that somebody will choose chips as a snack because you know, it's like delicious and oversaturated with all these flavors, and it's just, you know, this kind of things. But when you have apple, mango, banana, watermelon, and cantaloupe, there is a very big choice that you know, your kid or your you know, yourself, you will come and you will pick what looks at you more, and this will be your satisfying meal or snack and everything. So really, we don't have I have like one shelf in my refrigerator, and I showed this in one of my recent videos, which is processed. So we have tahini, which is again homemade tahini. Somebody made it and we bought it on a local farmer's market. We have, you know, sesame oil from a very trusted brand, so it's very clean, cold pressed sesame oil. What else? We have like sauerkraut, which we bought also from the market, and kimchi. We make sauerkraut actually at home a lot, and we sprout a lot, and I have all the videos about sprouting and making sauerkraut also. I very welcome you guys to explore, to check them out, and to ask me questions. So you can make this all at home. It's very easy, but sometimes, you know, we want to support local farmer or local, you know, person who's making this amazing sauerkraut, and I see the ingredients and I trust, and I totally can buy and support. So that's basically what we have from the jars. Yeah, we don't have any boxes, anything like that. And so the less you buy boxes, the less you're gonna eat this. So that's the key actually. Yeah, we're doing our sprouts and microgreens in our new house. Yes, in this hot climate. I haven't done microgreens yet, but I know some other people do it successfully because I don't have my trays here. They come in container. I'll have them in a few weeks. But I have my jars, and we sprout lentils every time, we sprout broccoli every time, and radishes. These are like our three favorites, you know, to sprout, and we add them to every salad. So when you see my salads in stories and in my posts, they always topped with sprouts, and it's delicious. It's amazing source of nutrients. It's wow, it's such a great texture. They're just beautiful, and they are so good for your body. So we sprouting all the time. I think it's a great addition to everyone's, you know, like no matter what you eat, sprouts and microgreens are awesome addition to every diet. But when you're raw, you kind of like, we don't eat cooked beans, so we don't eat cooked rice. So sprouted lentils, let's say, or sprouted chickpea, it's a great addition of protein. It's a great addition of nutrients, and you know, everything. Yeah. Oh, guys, what else? Let's see. Here, we buy most of stuff in farmers market and in local fruit stands. And I actually, there was a request to show my kitchen. I will, guys. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I will do extra video. I mean, it's very nice kitchen, very small, because we rent in this house and we build in our house, which will have more spacious kitchen for everything I need. But basically I have here all I need, juicer, blender, I have all my fruits, I have refrigerator filled with all the greens. Yeah, so yeah, I'll show you, I promise. And if everything organic here, no, not everything organic, but everything is grown locally. And when you know the farmer where you buy, and there are some farmers market which are organic, but some fruit stands have combination. But guys, you see when I buy, let's say, oranges, they are brown color, and they don't look good. And these are organic oranges. That's how they look. I don't buy this shiny oranges from the supermarket, which obviously GMO and have all kinds of stuff in it. Or let's say when we buy tomatoes or cucumbers, I see how they cricket and how they are uneven. So I don't even ask if they're organic or not organic. I just rely on my intuition, and I see that it's local, grown around the corner, and I totally trust the person I buy from because I've been buying for a long time. So really being mindful, and when it's greens, it's very important for me. Like greens, we always buy organic, and I have organic greens delivery for organic greens. But as for the fruits, I rely on intuition and on common sense, and yeah, just not buying this like huge something or big something. And we don't buy big pineapples that are like big. We buy always small pineapples, like super tiny ones. They always taste amazing and they're so good. Yeah. Well, we don't have air conditioner here. There is a question. We have fans all the time, so I have a fan on top of me, and we have like very good ventilation in the house. So we have open windows, open doors, so it's not hot at all. Lots of people prefer conditioning, and they do conditioning, but yeah, we like it to be natural way. We don't like to be very cold. We like to be very, very natural, and when I feel I'm hot, I just go have a dip in a pool or I go take a shower. But with fans all around the house, it actually feels very, very convenient. But again, we live on elevation, we don't live by the beach. I see the ocean, but it's very nice winds. We like on a mountain hill. It's very nice winds, very breezy, very nice, very, very, very comfortable. There was a question if I count calories, guys. Let's go back to food, okay? I don't, I used to count when I was, limiting and being on kind of diets and stuff. Now I'm not on a diet, I'm just enjoying my life. I eat as much as I want, and I don't count any calories, and I don't count nutrients, because again, as we eat in only whole foods, fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, limited amount of seeds and nuts and seaweed, nature already has this amazing combination of macronutrients, so I don't need to count it specifically. Yeah, but if you're new to this lifestyle, I highly recommend Chronometer. There is this application where you just put what you eat, and it will calculate you all the nutrients, minerals, and macronutrients, everything. So it's a great app to use. I just don't use it personally because I feel I'm doing good. But when we transitioned, I didn't mention it yet, we used to do every year blood test. So we would make sure that we are good on all the components in our body. And, that's what we've been doing. We stopped doing this last year because kids get tired and they're like, Mommy, why are you doing this to us? And I'm like, okay, let's stop doing this because, it's been so many years and we sure that everything is going good. So we don't need to do that. But if you transition in, definitely, so then you can see what nutrient you might be missing. You might miss in B12, or you might be missing vitamin D because your skin doesn't absorb as much sun, even if you're on the sunshine all the time. So it's really individual, everybody's different. So I would highly recommend to do this blood work to make sure and to make alterations, needed after you have your blood work done. Yeah. Yeah. How often do we shop for fruits? Yeah, we shop very often. We shop like at least once a week. Most of times it would be twice a week because we just eat a lot. Yeah. And we don't do, stuff like apple cider vinegar, these kind of things. We prefer using lemons and limes in big quantities in our sauces or on top of our papaya fruit salad. So, or in green salads. So we like it to be simple because all this kind of other stuff is absolutely not needed. Yeah. As for the fat, the app for tracking called Chronometer, guys, check it out. I don't feel that I'm hungry to eat every couple hours. No, as I mentioned, I drink big juice in the morning. I eat big lunch, and I eat big dinner. And so in between, I actually don't even feel hungry. Kids are growing people, so they have snacks in between. So they would grab a mango, or they would grab a few bananas, so they do snack. And I don't even feel I need to snack anything. And now I'm very looking forward for my lunch very soon. It will be like in 45 minutes, I hope. What else about recipes, guys? So all the recipes in my ebooks, you know, lots of inspiration. I'm here for you all the time. My juices that depend on the day, you know, it will be at least 16 ounce. Some days, most of days it will be 32 ounce. So I make a really big juice and really enjoying every sip. And so after that, I feel saturated and so energized, you know, for a few hours till I have my lunch. And so it's really incredible, you know, to watch your body and to see how you feel, you know, because we are all different, and what works for me might not work for you for some reasons, you know, depending where you live, what is your lifestyle, what are you doing. I'm a busy mom, I'm always running around with kids, I'm doing a lot of work online. I mostly move my body in the morning doing yoga and having on a long walks with my dog, so that's my like exercise part. Then there is a day I'm mostly, you know, in a car driving kids here and there, doing some food, you know, working online, sitting for a few hours just on my laptop like this. So like on my lifestyle, what I just mentioned you works perfectly. Depending on what you do, maybe you need more food, maybe you need more calories, maybe you go to the gym and you sweat in the gym for 2 hours. Definitely you need to eat not 5 bananas like I do, you need to eat 10 bananas, you know, to replenish calorie intake and everything you need. So, you know, I think I answered to many questions. What else is left? Let me see. Somebody's asking if we cook any food. No, we don't cook any food. We don't even have oven or stove, anything like this. We only have juicer, blender, we have a cutting board, knives, we have a sterilizer, we have a dehydrator. You know, in dehydrator we sometimes make warm food. Dehydrator makes your food on a temperature of 118 degrees, so it's not hot, it's like warm temperature, but it gives you this texture which sometimes you might want. You know, let's say we make pizza crust or crackers, or we make kale chips, so it's basically different texture. It gives you an idea. Yeah, so we don't have oven, we don't cook anything, and we don't crave anything cooked. That's the thing, you know. And when we go to restaurant, we don't order anything cooked food. We just order raw dishes they have, or, you know, we just prefer eating at home. Or when we go to somebody's house, we bring our amazing food to share. Yes. Oh, okay. I do drink herbal teas. I love herbal teas. I have a selection of herbal teas, and I'm actually taking a course on teas right now, you know, diving into it very deeply. I don't drink any other teas, not black, not green. I prefer herbs, you know, combination of herbs because of their flavor, healing properties and everything, and I have a huge selection of it, so I highly recommend you also to experience. Here in hot climate, I don't crave as much tea as it was in cold California winter, but you know, we like sitting in the evening and having a cup of tea. Again, just tea, because it's flavorful, delicious. You don't even need any dessert with tea, because it's just all have everything you want at once. The cleanse I did 2.5 years ago was liver cleanse. It was very long cleanse for 4 weeks, 2 weeks of preparations and 4 weeks of cleanse, and 2 weeks going out of this cleanse, and it was really great experience, but it was complicated. It was very, you know, like long, and it was, yeah, but I was at a point in my life where I wanted this, and it really was incredible. Now I would just recommend, you know, to clean healthy every day, and to do maybe juice cleanses once in a while, and this mucus cleanse I mentioned you, DM if you're interested. I will send you the link and tell you more details about this. Well, what else? I think it's pretty much it. You know, people asking how I make avocados is beautiful. I have tutorials again, and I can share again more tutorials about how I cut all the fruits and vegetables beautiful way. But I don't know, it's just in my heart, you know, to make food beautiful. I like it, and it's very easy. It's nothing is complicated. When you eat raw food, it really gives you so much creativity. You like, I want to say you that you shift into another level of life. When you eat living foods, like high vibrational foods, you have an incredible energy, you have an incredible clarity, you know, you have an amazing metabolism, you have an awesome, you know, feeling every single day, because your body just loves and super grateful for what you put in your body. I think it's very important. I wish everybody in the world could experience this, and you know, this is one of the reasons we make in our retreat center here in Costa Rica, so you can fly from any part of the world for a week with us and experience this lifestyle on yourself and see how you feel. Oh my gosh. And we hope to inspire that you will, when you will come back home, you will really want to take all this knowledge and experience and these new habits with you, and we will start experiencing the same at home. So this is my big goal, you know, through retreats, through my ebooks, through lives like this, really inspiring you and making changes in your life, because, you know, it's really big thing how you can change your life, you know, changing your energy. And I think changing your energy with food is like the easiest way. Then it comes, you know, of course, I have a huge part of my life meditating and, you know, practicing gratitude, and lots of practices which I do every single morning. And again, it's a special topic, you know, and I have lots of videos and things like this about like what exactly I do every morning and how I put myself in a good state of energy and good feeling. So it's the next level. But again, when your body experiencing good, you have this kind of space in your head and space in your body to dive deeper and to, you know, learn about spirituality and learn about what really makes you feel good in your head and in your heart. You know, you learn all these things that they come together. It's kind of like, you know, amazing lifestyle, which from just eating fruits and drinking juices, it elevates your energy into the next level. I really invite you guys to try it for yourself, you know, try it for a week, try it for a couple of weeks, maybe set a goal for a month and really see how you feel. And I promise you will be so amazed how it's amazing, and you might welcome this lifestyle to your life for longer. Yes. Guys, I'm very grateful for everyone who joined. I'm very grateful for all your questions, all your warm wishes and hearts. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I'll be saving this video so you can watch, rewatch and share it. And if I didn't answer to some of the questions, please DM me and I will dive deeper into it. And yeah, so I can't wait to share more and more with you and really inspire you to give this lifestyle a chance, a try. And yeah, no matter where you live, no matter what you do in your life, eat more fruits, eat more you know, greens, eat more fresh amazing foods, and yeah, you will be very happy with the way it feels and the way it, you know, and the way it makes difference in your life. So I'm sending you big hugs, and I'm sending you so much love, so much light, wishing you an amazing day ahead. And yeah, let's be in touch, let's be connected. I'm here for you to help you with your transition, to help you with your life changes. And yeah, I'm sending you all good vibes.